Hey y'all guys, welcome to the Tavin Dillard podcast. I'm Tavin Dillard, mowing, edging, grass cutting legend, and I am glad that you have joined me today on the Tavin Dillard podcast. Sure am. July's hot. July is hot. H-O-T, find a pool, find some water, lake, river, I don't know, water hose, and a mini tank, and cool off. I am sweating. I'm sweating like a stuck pig today, but that's okay. I've been getting work done, and it's been a busy week. Thanks to everybody that came out in Newkirk, Oklahoma on Saturday night. Hoot of a time. Appreciate y'all. It's good to see y'all in the person, and it's also good to see you on the interwebs. If you watching this podcast, then you see me. If you listening to it, because it's like a radio show, it's for your ears, then thanks to that. Did you know there's a Tavin Dillard podcast shirt? Sometimes I forget to tell people about that. I mean, I'll just put the link like I did last week, with just all my shirts there, but you kind of scroll through them, you'll find a podcast shirt. It says Tavin Dillard podcast. It's like a radio show kind of thing on there. In parentheticals, so the parentheticals, you know what I'm talking about? It's like it's like you whispering in a sentence or something like that. I don't know. I didn't go to school for sentence writing. Well, I guess I kind of did. I mean, they do teach that there. But anyhow, busy week this week. So you might recall that last week I said, hey, next week, or this past week now, we was going to go, me and Cricket's going to the outlet malls with Cody Mantel and his wife, Lindy Rae. They got a babysitter for Daphne, and Lindy Rae pregnant with their new baby, due like late summer, early fall. I don't know, but anyhow, the baby ain't here yet. And I'm pretty sure, I can tell pretty well that Lindy Rae's pregnant. But we went to the outlet malls. Now, Cody Mantel, he got a lowered mini truck, and we didn't take that to the outlet malls. I don't know how good it do on a little longer trip. We took Cricket's Maxima. Cricket drives a Maxima. The air's out in that thing. And that's just how it was. So we had the windows down, and it just the air was blowing in, and so you can imagine. Once we got to them outlet malls, we was looking for something cold to drink. But hey, before we got there, Cody had brought a Nickelback CD, and Cricket got a CD player in that Maxima, so we listened to that for a little bit, not the whole time. And Cody pretty excited to just get out. It felt like a little vacation. Like Lindy Rae, she had planned. You know how you go somewhere, you got a plan. Like when Mimo went to Gatlinburg, she had a plan. It did not involve having a kitty cat, a little newborn, little kitten. That's what they call the baby cats, kitten, in the back of her car. But it turned out that way. If you ain't listened to that, that's last week's podcast episode. You can go back and listen to that. We'll be here waiting on you. But we got there, and Lindy Rae, anyway, she wanted a mattle cure and a paddle cure at the outlet malls. Now, you know anything about Lindy Rae, you know that she worked down at Early Bird Gets the Perm. She actually give mattle cures and cattle cures down there, and she also work on hair. She back on hair duty. She had some rough times with some pretty bad haircuts she gave gals, and frostings and all kinds of things you can do to hair. That sometimes if you do it right, it's pretty, but if you don't do it wrong, you make them look like a bulldog. And so anyhow, she could do that at her own job. Like she could discount. I don't know what the discount is. I ain't looked into that. I don't care enough to ask about what kind of discount Lindy Rae Mantel can get at Early Bird Gets the Perm on a mattle cure or paddle cure. But I think she just wanted a stranger to do it at the outlet malls, and kind of like, so it felt more like a vacation, I guess. But she was like, I'm getting a mattle cure and a paddle cure out here. Well, I'm so thirsty. We parked that Maxima, Cricket did, and we said, well, let's find something to drink. Well, they started off with a watermelon slush. Like a slushy drink, like it's cold, and drink too fast, get a brain freeze. Well, Cricket got the watermelon slush. I think it's a little bit sour, and Lindy Rae got that too. I got a Dr. Pepper. Now, Cody Mantel, he got a mind of his own. And he got some sort of lime slush and had them pour a Mountain Dew in there. I mean, I don't think that's on the menu, but if you're going to order it and you're going to pay for it, you're like, hey, I'll pay if you do this and that. And they're like, okay, well, then why don't you do that? And we will. So we got cooled off pretty quick. And all of a sudden, Lindy Rae find her way. We walking around that outlet malls, just cooling off. You ain't ready to go into a store yet just because you're working on your drink. I was working on that Dr. Pepper, and I ain't trying to speed drink it, but also you hot and you cool off. Next thing you know, that thing, you at the bottom of that thing, and that's how it was with them watermelon slushes that Lindy Rae and Cricket got, and, Cody's, whatever it was, lime and Mountain Dew slushy. So Lindy Rae see a spray tan place where they spray a tan on you. You heard about that? I don't know how it works. It's like, I've seen folks paint houses and stuff like that, and they got them spray, you know, they got them little, look like it hooked up to a hose, and they just spray like an even layer of paint. I think that's basically what they doing, but it's a spray tan. Like somehow they captured tan in a bottle for the human skin, and they spray it on you. That's the best I can tell you, y'all guys. I mean, if you want a more in-depth, you're going to have to open up your Encyclopedia Britannica on the shelf, because I don't know more than that, but I just know that if you go in and you got a certain color skin, then it's going to be darker. Tan makes it darker. You look like you spent time in the sun, but you ain't spent time in the sun. You spent time in a business at an outlet mall inside a room with some gal that's got like a spray gun that's full of tannery. I guess that's the best I can put it. So anyway, Cricket did not want to spray tan, but you know, the gals was hanging out, and Cricket was trying to figure out how she could still, you know, hang out and have a good time with Lindy Rae, but somehow avoid this spray tan. More on that in a minute. Meanwhile, me and Cody, you know, we ain't about that spray tan. Nothing like that really was on our radar, so we just kind of hoofed it around, and they's giving out cologne samples or something. You know, cologne, that's like where they bottle stuff that you spray too, but they bottle it and you smell good, or you're supposed to smell good. It never smelled like anything I recognize. It don't smell like a peach, which peaches smell good. It don't smell like strawberry, any kind of fruit, and like any kind of flower. You know, it just smelled like they figure out these flavors and they put them in a bottle. And Cody got them little paper. They sprayed on a paper. I don't understand. Like, I ain't trained in outlet mallology and how they do it all, but they sprayed on a paper, and you take your nose up against it, and you kind of put in a sniff like that. You just sniff that, and it smelled good if you like that smell. And Cody did. He said, "Boy, that smelled pretty good." Like he wiping that little cord on his neck, like he liked that smell. I was like, okay. And we got on with the next thing, which was we found a place that sold chili dogs. So, I mean, it felt like a good start. But I mean, if you really step back and you look at it, you say, wait, you had a Dr. Pepper, Cody had a Lime Slush with a Mountain Dew, now y'all powering down some chili dogs. This ain't going to be your best friend later in the day, kind of thing. But I'll just fast forward, because we had a softball game that night. Did all right. I don't know. It ended up giving us the strength we needed, but we get the chili dogs, and we up there about to pay, and Cody can't find his wallet. And I was like, well, I got you, Cody. Like, what are we going to do? We sitting there staring at them chili dogs, and I don't want to take mine and leave his there, and you know. And truth be told, I wanted to get him away from the counter. I don't think, I think that cashier person, this little gal, like a little teenage gal, you know, working at the outlet malls, might have been allergic to whatever that cologne flavor was. Like her eyes started itching. I was like, I got you, Cody. So I paid for the chili dogs, and he's like, well, let me think about this, Tabin, you know, because you don't know where your wallet is. That kind of take up all your mind space till you figure out where it might be, and he wasn't at peace, thinking, well, I didn't leave it in my lowered mini truck when we got in Cricket's Maxima back at Chancellor Park where we all met. He goes, I don't think it's in the lowered mini truck, and I wouldn't have left it at home. I always grab it and put it in my britches with me when I leave the house. You know, he's doing doot, 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 and then he remembered. You know how you remember something, like something happened and you don't know what happened, and you remember it like it's memory, like you look like you looking back on the situation, but you ain't really there. You just thinking about it, but you thinking about what happened in the past. You remembered, and you said, "Oh, I know what happened." He said, "Lindy Rae, when they climbed in the back seat of that Maxima, that he well, actually, me and Cody was in the back seat of that Maxima because Cricket was driving and Lindy Rae was shotgun. But when they were getting in there, Lindy Rae said, Cody, let me hold on to your wallet for you. And I don't know if his britches had a hole in them or something like that, or maybe he goes and buys too many shoes or pleated khaki pants at the outlet malls. I don't know. You know, wasn't my thing to figure out. Wasn't my business, as they say. So I didn't figure out, hey, why did Lindy Rae have it in your... But anyways, he goes, Lindy Rae got my wallet in her purse, Tabin, let's go get it. Because for all the things you got going on with Cody, he can be childish. He can be petty, as they say. He can be mean, and he can fight. He do want to do the right thing. You know, he's like, let me pay you back. I'm like, you ain't got to pay me back for a chili dog, Cody. And he goes, no, let's go get it. So we go back to that spray tan place at the outlet malls. It's hot, you know. I was already ready for another something to drink. You know, it didn't have to be Dr. Pepper, but I wouldn't have been mad if it was. The slush, truth be told, that slush Cody got did look pretty good. You know, lime slush, I like that with a little bite to it, a little punch to it, and then you throw Mountain Dew in there, buddy. I mean, he could have drove this home and stayed awake and been ready for that softball game. Turns out he was ready for the softball game. That's another story for a minute or two down the road here. But we get back over there where they was, and they ain't in the spray tan place. They was sitting on the bench, and I just about walked by Cricket. I did not recognize Lindy Rae. She was tan head to toe. Boy, she went in there with kind of peach-colored skin. You know, Lindy Rae, she farm girl strong, and she was a farm girl, so she growed up with a pretty good tan. But, you know, working indoors at early bird gets the perm, she ain't all in the sun all the time. So she's more of a peach look going in there, and she looked like a deep-fried Twinkie now. Boy, they dropped her in the batter, and just, boy, she was dark. Now, Cricket, she looked the same to me. You know, like I look at her face, I'm like, bink, bink, that's my gal Cricket. You know, she must have just waited on Lindy Rae, didn't get nothing tanned. Well, then I kind of look down and all the way to the ground, and I see Cricket's feet, and they ain't the same color they used to be, because they dressed for the summer. So Lindy Rae and Cricket are in tank tops, jean shorts, and flip-flops, and I look down at them flip-floppery feet, and they dark. You know, they real dark compared to the rest of her body. It looked like she's wearing boots, except her toes was sticking out. And Cricket came up to me. She looked a little embarrassed. I was like, what's going on, Cricket? She goes, Tabin, I felt bad for Lindy Rae. I was like, well, I reckon you did. I know you didn't really want that spray tan. I remember you told me that, but you did want to have a good time and hang out with her. She goes, yeah, well, I told her I'd just get my feet done. I was like, did you? She goes, yeah. And I was like, well, Cricket, that's something else. She goes, I know, Tabin, don't say nothing about it. And it's one of those things where it's like, my eyes are up here, Tabin, my eyes are up, because I couldn't keep my eyes off them charbroiled feet she got. You know, they sprayed tan, you know, and I was like, can I touch it? She goes, I'd rather you not, Tabin. The more attention you draw to this right now, it's just going to make me feel worse than I do. And I was like, well, boy, they did a number on them feet, Cricket. She goes, I know. She goes, well, at least I can wear socks. I was like, yeah, I guess you can, but, you know, in the summertime, you don't want to wear no socks with flip-flops, and you really don't want to wear no socks unless you're working. I mean, if you out in the garden or you out in the produce or farming, yeah, I guess so. And she got to wear them closed-toed shoes at the nursing home, too. I mean, you get run over by a wheelchair, or all kind of things could happen. Doreen Fundle, she got a pocket knife, and she's throwed it before, blade out, and that ain't smart. So anyhow, Cricket can wear boots, you know, she can wear socks. So I'm kind of talking her down, or she kind of talking me down. I don't know, but Lindy Rae can't do nothing to cover up that tan. I mean, it's out for the world to see, and she apparently don't care, like she proud of it kind of thing. Cody was too. He's like, but girl, you look good. And she goes, thanks, Cody. But then all of a sudden, she told him how much that spray tan cost. Now, mind you, Cricket, it might have just been an add-on, like a $5 add-on. Oh, you just getting your feet done? Your friend's paying full price for hers? Yeah, have $5. I don't know. Cricket didn't pay much for them bronzed feet she got, but Lindy Rae told Cody how much she paid, and boy, he's hot. He's mad. Now I told you, Cody, he can get petty, he can get childish, and he's like, okay, you spending money, I'm spending money. Now, here's the thing about me, the way I think about it is like, if you on a budget and you ain't trying to spend more money, you ain't going to show your wife by saying, oh yeah, you spent money, I spent money. Now we really broke. But anyhow, Cody went and said, I'm going to get some clothes. He got a whole bottle of that cologne, so he didn't have to worry about rubbing a piece of paper on him no more. He got a whole full-on bottle. And apparently Lindy Rae liked to smell, but, you know, they got to figure out how to pay for all that, you know. There's going to be payday one of these days. And then he also got a snapback hat that said truck vibes, not trucker like you drive a big rig, but truck, you know, like he got a lowered mini truck. It says truck vibes on the front of that. So that was Cody's outlet mall splurge, as they say. And I basically ended up with some pretty good food. Chili dog was good. I recommend it. And Dr. Pepper. And then we did a little more shopping. You know, there was a little tension between Cody and Lindy Rae over all the money thing and how what's getting spent. But you know, that they got to work that out. And of course, Cricket was just trying to find a way to hide her feet the rest of the day. And you know, it's just so hot. You know, you got to pay the price, count the cost, and say, well, you know, my feet got to breathe. They got to see the sun, spray tanned or not. And they were spray tanned. And I don't know how long a spray tan lasts. I don't know. We was hoping that maybe they'd wash off or start coming off, but there was showing no signs of that. So we had to get back. You know, we go to the outlet mall for a little while, but we got to get back. Team Burger Shed got a softball game that night, and you know that we 7-4. I mean, we won 7 games on the season, now lost 4, and we did tie 1 already. So we feeling pretty good, but we was playing Brunwell Tires, and Brunwell, they got a good team. Lonnie Brunwell, boy, he pretty good player out on the softball fields. So we're playing Brunwell Tires. I'm there. I hate to say this. I don't even know how it happened, but I struck out in the 2nd inning. I didn't make no kind of contact. Well, the first pitch, I fouled it off. But the other 2, I just missed. I don't know. I'm going to blame it on Cricket's feet. She didn't have to work. And she was out. She was in the stands with them spray tanned feet. I don't know. But I was just, you know, you get a little flustered. You know, things get in your head. As an athlete, you got to stay real focused. But sometimes it don't take much. Little thing just get in your head and start eating at you. And I didn't think that spray tan feet looked that great. I mean, I'll just put it to you like that, put it to you straight. But also, Cricket didn't either. So, you know, she felt bad. So I felt bad that she felt bad, and then I felt bad because them feet looked like she dipped them in some motor oil or something. I don't know. So we out there trying to play a game, and here we are, I don't know, 4th inning, something like that. Mort Dwight-L. Well, Myron Curtis is before him. So Russell got the lineup where Myron's batting before Mort right now. And then after Mort is Rance, and after Rance is Rusty. So anyways, Myron get up there, and he smack one off the plate so hard. And you know how when you hit it, once they hit the ground, it's a live ball, but it ain't a pop fly no more. Like if they catch it in the air, you ain't out because you done hit the ground with that ball. So he hit that off the plate, and it goes so high. It goes so high like a Roman candle kind of thing, but it gonna come back down because that's how gravity works. Well, Myron, he starts stumbling and bumbling. He got them new cleats on. You know, they a week old now. And he's stumbling all the way to first base. And somehow he keep up on, you know, he don't completely eat it. And he grabbed at first base like a koala on a tree, just hugging that base, and he's safe. Well, Mort Dwight-L get up next. And Mort hit what should have been a dinger, and he hit it all the way to the outfield wall. But it hit that thing so hard, bounced off. It was a long single. And Myron only got to 2nd on that. So Myron's at 2nd, and Mort's at 1st. And then Rance come up, and Rance just rope a double. And Myron somehow legged it out. Myron scored, and Rance is on 2nd. Mort couldn't score. I mean, him getting 1st to 3rd was a miracle, truth be told. So he's on 3rd base, and he ain't scored yet. Then Rusty come in, and Rusty hit one out there. Not a homer, but he get Rance home, and Mort finally score. Well, about then Russell says, "Hey, Tabin, you know it's 7-7. Why don't you pitch this inning?" So I was like, "Fine." Well, I look over there in the stands, and there's old Cricket with them spray tan feet, and I don't know, I couldn't find a strike zone. When I did, boy, they laid into it, and they hit a couple doubles, back-to-back doubles off me that inning. And then Cody Mantel, he's out there in the outfield, boy, he was getting under them fly balls all night catching them, but some of them that are roped so hard, you know, he had to play them off the wall, and I could smell that cologne from the pitching mound. You know, it was all kind of eating at me. It's like, boy, Cody, with that, you know, that cologne I smell just reminded me of my trip to the outlet mall, and then it reminded me of those feet. And then I look over in the stands, and there's Cricket with them spray tanned feet. And Lindy Rae, she's happy as anything, boy. People were, you know, treating her like a celebrity. Boy, you look so fancy and nice, Lindy Rae. Oh, thank you, kind of thing. And Cricket just trying to hide her feet. Well, they scored 3 while I'm pitching. So, you know, I didn't feel too good about that. It's 10-7. We come back in next inning, and we string some together. So now it's 10-10 in the 7th inning, and what happened? Thunderstorm roll in. I mean, we couldn't play. We couldn't play another moment in that game. It was done. So they called it a tie, 10-10. So, we ended up with 7-4-2. A second tie of the season. Wasn't terrible, but I tell you, I ain't gonna blame it on Cricket's feet, but I'm telling you, it was in my head. And I know it was in her head. I think we were both kind of wishing that maybe this thunderstorm washed them feet off, but it looked like it was going to be 2-3 days before something happened and she started getting her feet back. But she got them spray tan feet. And Lindy Rae, if she closed her eye, she closed her eyes, they didn't get her eyelids, so she got real bright eyelids, but then, her face part's spray tanned all over. She spray tanned head to toe, so she good to go. But I don't know, I feel bad for Cricket, and I feel bad for, I just feel bad. We tied. It could have been a loss. I could have given up a bunch of runs that inning, but and I guess in that aspect, maybe that thunder cloud and the whole storm coming in really was a blessing in disguise. But it's not like a makeup game or nothing like that. It's a tie. Move on to the next game. So Team Burger Shed, we 7-4-2, and that's how that go. I had a Dr. Pepper, never got into a slush, at all that day. So I did avoid a brain freeze, so that's a win. Nobody got free snow cones. They closed down the concession stand before the game was over because it already started raining. Mary Beth Tucker said she needed to get back home and put her horse in the stable or something like that. She went to school for horses. She got a horse. She ain't brought it to the fields this season yet, but I don't put it by her. She has brought it before. So we'll see. But it is a crazy, busy week. I can't say that I'm in the best frame of mind right now, but I know, Cricket went home and she got some of that, the soap that auto mechanics use to get grime off their hands. It almost feels like there's rocks in it. I think she scrubbed her foot with that. So, she had her own little day spa back at her house apparently to get that spray tan going. But, and she didn't pay a lot for it, which we're all happy about that. But that's how it went this week, and we getting through it. But I sure appreciate you joining me here. There's a lot ahead, and I think Coach Hicks, he'll let Cricket go down and swim in that city pool. I don't think, it's caked on there good enough where it ain't going to just, get off. And like if you get face painted at the county fair, or some sort of spring picnic, something like that, how that paint will come off in the water, and it has before. Mabel Childress had like some sort of hummingbird painted on her cheek one time, yellow hummingbird, got in that shell in. Next thing you know, said, "Oh, something yellow's floating in the pool," and he blowed a whistle because you think somebody had an accident, but it was just a face painted hummingbird that came off of Mabel's cheek, but on her face. But Cricket, she could swim in the pool because ain't nothing gonna come off. That thing ain't coming off. I'll tell you, that is one thing about them spray tans at the outlet malls. Apparently, they gonna stay with you if that's what you're looking for. So that's how that go. I appreciate y'all joining me though. Hey, if you came out to the show, thank you. If you didn't, it's good to see you on the interwebs again. And like I said, there's a lot still going on this summer. Team Burger Shed, we still trending, as they say, the right direction. If you won 7 games and lost 4, hey, you feel pretty good. So we feeling pretty good about ourselves. And I appreciate y'all rating this podcast and leaving comments and sharing it with your friends and your acquaintances and your mild acquaintances and your distant enemies and your cousins, all them people. I appreciate that. And if you could leave me a rating, leave me a comment, that's a big help to me. And we'll see you soon. You know how to get in touch with me. In the show notes, there's all the shirts there. And there's the bacon bags. You need a personal video greeting, I've been still shooting them. I'd love to get one done for your mama's birthday or whatever. And what else we got going on? You can text me, 501-322-6249. Email me, tabandillard@gmail.com. That would be a hoot. And hey, if you ain't gone to the outlet malls and got talked into getting your feet spray tanned this week, you having a pretty good week. Me, I'm Tab and Dillard. This is the Tab and Dillard Podcast. Till next time, y'all guys, we'll see you later.